Good afternoon to everyone. Today I would like to talk to you about a topic that affects our planet and our future. Nuclear power. Nuclear power is a type of energy that comes from splitting atoms. But there are some reasons why some people believe we should ban it. Firstly, let's talk about safety. Nuclear power plants can be dangerous if something goes wrong. Accidents can happen, and when they do, harmful radiation can be released into the environment. This radiation can be harmful to people and animals and can have long-lasting effects. By banning nuclear power, we can keep everyone safer. Secondly, there is a problem with the nuclear waste that nuclear power produces. When we use nuclear power, it creates a waste that stays for a very long time. Finding a safe place to store this waste is a big challenge. If we ban nuclear power, we can prevent more waste from being created and avoid the difficulties of storing it. Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone. Today I want to talk to you all about something which is very important in our life. Have you ever wondered why we go to school? Well, education is a superpower that helps us to grow and become the best version of ourselves. It is something that every child, no matter where they come from, should have the chance to experience. First of all, education is the magical door that opens up a world of knowledge and learning. When we go to school, we explore science, maths, history and languages. We learn to read, write, solve problems. From this knowledge, we can understand the world around us and makes us smarter and make more curious about everything we see. Education is also a great way to make friends and meet people in school. We get interacted by other kids who come from different backgrounds and culture. We learn to respect one another. This helps us to build a friendship that can last a lifetime. Thank you. I'm going to talk about the topic, is education mandatory for all? Yes, education is mandatory for all because it helps us in the development of the society as a whole. In every country, it is a right of each citizen. Every child between the age 6 to 14 must have free and compulsory education. The Act of via Article 21A, the private schools also should provide free education to 25% of per children. Now come to the point, why it is important and mandatory. We cannot imagine the world without knowledge. In this competitive and expensive world, one must have education to earn and live happily. That's why I am saying that it's mandatory for all. Illuminate yourself, shine in your life. Thank you.
Good morning to one and all present here. My name is Pragati. I take great pleasure to give a speech on fried food should be banned. Before I start my speech, I put questions to you all. How many of you like to eat fried food? Put down your hands. Yes, including me, we always like to have fried foods because it's very tasty and crunchy. But we don't know how unhealthy it is. By eating such a fried food, it will give a big disease like diabetes, heart disease and obesity. Thank you.
Have a successful Saturday everyone. Today I am going to talk about the topic, animals should be banned from circuses. The wild animals in circuses get stressed by circus conditions like the loud noise of the music, the cheers of the crowd and the dizzying light. The animals are the part of this nature just like us. Some animals live in houses and some in forests. The animals that live in forests eat whatever they want, but we capture them and bring here to the circus and train them and force them to perform. The master trained with whips, bullhooks and electric poles to fear the ringmaster and not to attack. In reality, the animal circus teaches nothing. We people think that animal circus is just for entertaining us. The wild animals undergo unnecessary pain and suffering when they are trained. Thank you.
Going to talk about animals should be banned in circuses. Wild animals are commonly abused in circuses or extremely stressed by the circus conditions. The loud noise of the music, the cheers of the crowd and the dizzying lights all disorientate and cause stress to the wild animals. Over prolonged periods, this can result in abnormal behaviors and health problems related to anxiety. Some practices like animal fighting are widely acknowledged as cruel. Cruelty causes emotional suffering, personal pain or illness and even cause death for an animal. This is deeply tragic. Dogs, cats, horses are some animals which are affected by cruelty. In reality, many endure the worst conditions and receive horrific treatment to perform stunts on the shows. Ironically, the circus does not care about it. For instance, when an animal successfully does a trick, it gets reward. If it fails, the trainer will avoid it without giving anything. Because of these reasons, animals should be banned from circuses. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected audience. I am here to tell about that the animals should be banned from circuses. Nowadays, there are many circuses, but one of the important circus is animal circus. They use animal in this circus to entertain the people, but the animal being stressed by many ways, by the sound of the people, by cheering and the crowd of the people make the animals in stress. In forest, the animals can eat whatever they want, but in circuses they can't eat like that. They can eat only what the trainer is giving. In forest, they can live wherever they need, but in circus they can't live like that. They can live only in a cage. This causes animals being stressed. Sometimes it also causes death for animals. There are many national parks to protect animals, but also animal catchers are killing the animals by cruel and illegal ways. Animal catchers catching animals and selling it for animal circuses. Thank you.
Why video games are harmful to teenagers? In the modern world is developing very fastly. The invention of computers and games have been ruling the teenagers' mind. Everybody is playing video games now. Video games on computer consoles and modern internet have changed most of the teenagers' fundamental needs. Everybody playing video games, mostly violent video games. This makes a natural aggression on their minds. So in my point of view, video games are harmful to teenagers. Thank you.
My name is Sar Raghav. I am studying 8th Einstein. Today I am going to talk about credit cards are more harmful than debit cards. It is easier to use. Nowadays credit cards are mostly used in all the days and all the places. When you are using credit cards is opposed to when you are purchasing with debit cards. It is trendy. Using credit card to make payments is usually considered cooler and trendier than cash methods and debit cards. I disagree here. Now, credit cards are not harmful than debit cards. It sometimes was lifesaver sometimes. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Today I am going to talk about the topic credit cards are more harmful than debit cards. The confusion between debit cards and credit cards only lasted while we were mere kids. After we grow up, we came to know the difference as we have both cards by ourselves. Shopaholics know that credit cards are harmful than debit cards as they have witnessed natural disaster once in a lifetime. Thank you.
Good morning to all. Today I am going to speak about are video games harmful to teenagers. Playing video games to teenagers are integral part of teenagers in the modern world. Nowadays video games have become more content and sensitive theme. It should be limited and teenagers to stop playing the video games.
I hope all are seen to be fine today. Today I am going to speak about whether social media is a good thing or bad thing. The most frequent question today is social media a good thing or bad thing? Well, there are always two sides of everything. It depends on your perspective on how you perceive it. Social media platforms allows us to share information and educate individuals in a great capacity and on a grand scale. However, when used for negatives, social media can be extremely harmful and it causes many mental problems and it has been a trigger for increased anxiety and many social problems in our world. In my point of view, I will share some positive effects of social networking. Social network allows us to communicate with our friends in an easy and convenient way. It has been a good method to communicate with our friends and build better relationship with people with whom we are unable to meet personally. With social media, we are able to communicate our thoughts and we can easily construct over a large and different types of topic with a large number of audience and raise our voice. These topics reach a large number of people. Also, there are many options for us to communicate through social media. Businesses have noticed the value of social networking in these times. They also increase the use of social media to promote their products. In these recent times, they are shifting more towards social marketing as it is cost effective and brands have a large number of audience. Awareness refers to the knowledge and practical use of social channels for marketing and other practical purposes. Children should be aware of social media in which many internet frauds and cyberbullying are there. Also, they want to know the difference between virtual and real life. Comparing to other media, social media in political campaigns has increased tremendously in the recent times. 19% of the hiring managers use their daily living in social media and 70% of employers use social networking for researching job candidates. Job candidates use social networking in a large amount and also the latest and advanced techniques in social networking since it's far more employable. Social media serves as a stress reliever for many people. Still, there are a large number of groups that can serve as a stress reliever for people who are stressed, who are depressed and also people who are living in loneliness. News from just any part of the world can just spread like a wildfire in just a moment in social media. For example, if a person from a small town lost their dog, they would just send the message through social media so it can spread as much fast. So friends, remember that social media not only has many positive effects, It also has many harmful effects for us. We should use it limited and we should use it only for the purposes that are required for us. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone. I am R. Sanjay from 9th standard to deliver a speech about social media's pros and cons. In my point of view, I can say social media is very useful because in many ways like Google Pay, Phone Pay and many money crediting apps. In YouTube and Google, we are seeing many things which are useful to us, but sometimes it's very harmful to us. In our older days, we used dictionaries and many more books to see the meaning, and more like video call apps like Duo, Google Duo, WhatsApp, video call chat, like that apps are showing our relatives who are in abroad or in other states to see within a second or a moment. However, in our olden days, the peoples will go to them and directly speak with them. Nowadays, people are chatting with them and wasting their time in the cell phone. Facebook is very harmful, however, it is little bit useful. Facebook has some good users and bad users also. Some Facebook scammers and many scammers are using the social media to fraud peoples, like in money credits, and any links are very harmful to us. It is have some bad things which can be affected us. So we need to use social media limitedly and fortunately. Thank you.
I am here to speak about whether video games are good to teenagers or not. Basically, for some it's not dangerous, and for some it's very dangerous because it is in the way we use it. If we use it correctly, it won't be dangerous. But if we misuse it, it will be a big problem. However, playing video games may have some advantages like problem-solving skills. Mind's ability to process information, and hand-eye coordination. So play video games within a limit. If you go across the limit, it will be a big problem. Thank you all.